The Killer is a 2024 action film starring Natalie Emmanuel and Omar Sy, also starring Sam Worthington. It is directed by John Woo, and this is a remake of John Woo's 1989 film of the same name, The Killer, that starred Chow Yun-fat. This film runs for 126 minutes long, about 16 minutes longer than the original film. It was released August 23rd, 2024 on Peacock, and it is in English and French. This is set in France, and it tells the story of Z, played by Natalie Emmanuel, who is a professional hitwoman living in Paris, who is regularly employed by Finn, who's played by Sam Worthington, an Irishman working for a crime lord called Gobert. Now, to eliminate, in a way, Gobert's rivals in the drug business, you see that she lives a violent lifestyle, but is very pristine at what she does. She is a contract killer, and she is a hit woman. Now, the gender roles are reversed in this film, if you didn't notice. Chow Yun-fat was the original character, and this one, Natalie Emmanuel, is playing in this one. And you have Omar Sy, who plays Say, a detective trying to figure out what's going on and going into the investigation of the heroin, the crime that's going on, and the Saudi prince that's there, and everything, kind of woven into one whole big thing. If you know the original, in this, it kind of has the same story. The character goes into a nightclub, kills all the rival gangs, but injures a nightclub singer where she becomes blind. And then the entire aspect of the original is where Chow Yun-fat's character, kind of in a way, needs money in order to give her eye surgery so she can see again. This remake, absolutely 100% 360 different story and what motivates the killer or the character of Z. This is a very, very well done movie. There are a lot of John Woo factors to this. The doves, the Mexican standoff, the dual handguns in the hands, the shotguns, the slow motion gunfights. I mean, everything is there. It's just that after so many years seeing so many John Woo films, you can see that the action in his films have kind of slowed down a little bit and died down. But what John Woo loves is to mix action with emotional storytelling and drama, which it's done very, very well in this. Now, the screenplay in this is by Brian Helgeland, Josh Campbell, and Matt Stuckman, and the original was written by John Woo. So it's nice that see John Woo remake his own film from, I want to say, 35 years ago, which is what you don't really see in filmmaking anymore. If directors redid their original films and remade them and were behind the camera and redoing it in a different way, it's really, really good to see. You could say that this is a very different tone than the original, and I know I'm comparing it to the original because the original is such a phenomenal action film with a friendship storyline between the two characters that's very different with this. In this, you see that friendship between Z and the detective Say, but it's very different. Say has a backstory, and the character of Z has a bigger backstory of when she came to Paris as well, and how she got into the business of being a contract killer for Finn, or a professional hit woman for that matter. Not only that, the character of Jen, who is blind, also plays a pivotal role in this as to how she is thrust into the underground drug world. But the action is really, really interesting. It does slow down a little bit. Don't think it's a John Woo movie. We're going to get action after action after action, because John Woo loves to throw that love story in there, but it's not really there in this, which is really, really good. Anytime two characters fall in love, it takes away from the story. And in this one, the character of Z and Say really don't do that at all. Sam Worthington as Finn, not a predictable villain I wanted. Maybe someone who could, bring out the charismatic nature of what a bad guy could be. But seeing Sam Worthington play a villain is very, very rare, because he's always playing good guys in his roles that he picks. It's very different than what you see in the original. With this one, you have, Z racing through the streets of Paris, going into a hospital. Another John Woo setting. It's a hospital setting. The doves, the pigeons, the ending fight in a church. I mean, the ending of the original had more so of a half an hour, 45-minute gunfight sequence. This one, not so much, but everything is woven together in a way where it's a fun film, where it really sets the deck. Nathalie Emmanuel is a phenomenal actress. She's very, very beautiful, such a pretty actress, and seeing her do badass roles, I want to see more of that. You've seen her in Fast and the Furious. You've seen her in Game of Thrones. You've seen her in other films that she's done, Army of Thieves, and it's really, really good. You could say, and some might say, that this has similarities of La Femme Nikita or Point of No Return, which was a remake of La Femme Nikita. This is John Woo's swan song for a callback to those films. No, absolutely not. I will not say that it is at all. This is a 100% remake of the 1989 film of the same name, directed and written by John Woo, just with gender swapped roles, which was a really, really good, smart idea, because we feel for the character more. We feel that more emotion of what the character went through and gone through, and what she has to fight for. And she has become infamously known as the Queen of the Dead. This is a great, great movie, fun movie. Do I want to see a sequel to this? Because it's very rare you get sequels to John Woo films. Maybe. I will say maybe. But it does leave it open in a way where it could have a sequel, but I would say no. But seeing the adventures of what the character of Z could go through next, maybe in a new film, focusing on different aspects of what she does around the world, helping people, that could be a fun thing to do. But for what it is, this was an interesting, fun remake, and it was really good to see John Woo helm a remake of his original film. Really, really interesting. I mean, this has been in development hell since, I want to say, 1992, and it was said that the script was written for actors Richard Gere and Denzel Washington, and in June of 1992 it had so many different aspects and titles. Then it was talked about again in 2007, then in 2012, 2015, 17, and finally here we are. It finally came out, and I will say it's really, really good to see that it finally came to fruition, because after, I want to say, 30 plus years after, a film being in development hell for a remake version, American remake version, it's kind of hard to do. But hey, maybe John Woo will direct some of his original films again, and maybe we'll see some familiar faces from those films in this. Would have loved to have seen that happen, but we didn't, but it's what it is. For me, The Killer, John Woo's remake of the 1989 film of the same name, which he wrote and directed, gets 4 out of 5 stars from me. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about The Killer, the 2024 remake. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the action, the story? Did you like that the roles were gender swapped? Do you like the original better than this version that starred Chow Yun-fat? Do you want to see this character progress more? Do you think John Woo should direct more of his films that he originally made into remakes? And what did you like about it? What did you like about it? And do you think this film should have gotten a theatrical release, or do you think wouldn't have fared well at the box office? And do you like films like this just being put right to streaming? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. I know I asked a lot of questions, but if you could please answer them, that would be fantastic. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next review video.